Welcome to Calvin, the Digital Creative School. Alright, welcome everybody. Another day, another Create Together live stream. I'm here with Kratix. He already is in the voice chat. We were talking about the challenge, about the skate artwork challenge. Yeah, we might work a little bit more on that today all together. I would definitely like to remind everyone to participate, because these challenges are really a really fun way to teach each other techniques and things and tools. So yeah, definitely try to participate. It's very fun. Let me switch to my... Oh, but actually, something I want to show you guys before we get into anything else, because I just finished a job this morning. I was awake until 6 a.m. to finish a VFX shot for a Valorant Champions like hype teaser video. Let me just quickly show you. And Spliff asked if I could show off in the stream how I made it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what we are talking about. Social media, yes, this one. Ah yeah, we got this supernova. I don't even know if it's a supernova, but it's supposed to be a reversed Big Bang, right? Like the whole universe kind of like collapsing back into itself. So yeah, I did that over autoplay. Is this like repeating it? I did this over the last 2 days. I worked 2 days on this. Yeah, it was really fun, because I never did anything like this, but I had a lot of, when they asked me to do this, I had a lot of ideas how to pull it off. So yeah, I'm very happy that most of those ideas worked out. I would have liked to add a little bit more detail in the universe, kind of like make it a bit more varied and stuff. Oh wait, this is not the same video. This is other videos. So autoplay. Right, yeah, repeat. I want repeat, not autoplay. Yeah. I guess kind of like the details I got in there still in time was like planets, right? Like I had some few planets flying here into the center. And also, in the beginning, you see these kind of like nebulas on the foreground and near the center. And they are actually cloth simulations, because I wanted to really show nebulas being sucked into the center, right? Because the rest of the nebulas, they are just volume shaders, right? It's just like big spheres with some procedure textures creating the volume. But I couldn't figure out how to make those properly get sucked in the center. So I wanted to add that still, and for that I made some planes with some procedural nebula texture on it, and those planes had cloth simulation, so it was able to like suck them into the center. And then just a bunch of particles spread out that are being pulled in by force. And then at the end, it's all just a sparkle in a Asian boy's eye. The whole universe inside of this eye. This shot is also pretty interesting, actually. I tried some new techniques for this, because I wanted it to come out of the dark, right? Like we start in the darkness, and then it reveals that it's the eye. So I used the relight tool in Resolve to kind of like have his face in darkness first, right? And then the light comes to the front and like fully lights him up. So that's why it's not just kind of like it comes up from the darkness, but we actually have some light interaction, some faked light interaction with his eyelid up here getting some more light, and like this part being in the shadow. So that worked not perfectly, but I think it still added a lot of detail for sure. Like it definitely feels like we have a light direction happening here. And actually the whole pupil is also replaced, because we could very clearly see the camera lens in his eye here in the reflection, so I replaced the whole pupil. I think it's pretty seamless. Yeah, I'll show you all that stuff today. I'll show all that stuff off a little bit. And if you have any questions throughout this whole process, just either join the voice chat and ask me directly, or what's also just as good is using the Discord stream chat for student members to just write in there, and that way your text will be translated into voice directly so I can hear it. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. So this is my project file. I haven't organized it really well because I was under a lot of time pressure, but that should never be an excuse actually. Like, you should always organize your stuff. I just fucked up this time. I didn't do organization, but don't talk your way out of organization like me. All right, so let's just go through one by one. Actually, I guess while we're in here, let's just do some basic organization, so I can show you how you would do that, and it's also a bit more organized directly. So let's just I guess group all the nebulas together, right? So let's just nebula. Wait, this is plane. Yes, these planes here, we want those as one collection. Nebula planes cloth. I'll come like that. Yeah. Put that into my set collection though. That's good. Okay, then I want all my nebulas. I'm gonna activate all of them, and then we can see all of them. So these nebula objects basically are the volumes, like the volume objects that have the volume shaders. I can probably show it off here. Yeah, so this is... Wait, no, this is not it. Oh no, it is. Okay, yeah. So this is basically this was my go-to nebula shader that I used for all of them. I adjusted it like through all of them, right? Like they're all a little bit different. They all have like slightly different setup and maybe different procedural textures, different colors. So yeah, but they all use the same setup. And I built everything from scratch for this project here. So no presets or no assets being used, just everything from scratch. Okay, let's put all these into the collection. Nebulas volume. Okay, put these into the set too. While we're at it, we can also already activate the render view here, so we can see a little bit on how it looks. Nebulas, it's all visible. I'm gonna hide these for now. Actually, it's better to hide them just in the viewport, so they're still rendered if we activate the render button. Okay, center nova, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's just like the sphere in the center that keeps growing. So it's kind of like, yeah, the gravity center. The super sun. Planet. Okay, this one is the planet object, right? So like the basic object I use to scatter planets around the universe. It's pretty simple shader actually, because I thought like they're moving so quick we don't need to have like actual planet texture, so I just gave it some random color between some orange, blue and white, and have it metallic so it's nice and reflective, even though that's not realistic, but I think it worked well for this shot. Then the planet spawner, which is a huge sphere with a little bit distortion. I added this displacement because I wanted, if it was a clean sphere, right, like without the displacement, there would be a pretty clear cutoff when those planets would stop getting sucked in, right? I also did that for the stars. And if we add a displacement before the particle system, that just helps to offset the, I guess, yeah, the death of the stars, right? So like some stars are like all the way out here, so even later on when all the stars getting pulled in, we still have a few stars kind of like coming in later. That's why I did that. Yeah, okay, star, this is also like the star object. This is super straightforward. This is just yeah, a little bit random brightness into the emission, right? And yeah, it's just basically an emissive sphere with some random brightness. And then we got a bunch of star spawners. I did a bunch of different ones because I wanted a lot of them in the beginning, right? I wanted to have a bunch of them around the supernova in the beginning. Actually, something that I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this viewport, not to render, but to point, so we can see them more clearly. Yeah, this way we can actually see them, because if they are rendered at like such small objects, we can't really make them out. Point 1. Yeah, so at least we can see how they move a little bit. Okay, I think I'm actually going to put the stars into their own collection too. Oops. Stars. Okay, cool. And the rest, planet spawner, planet and planet spawner. Yeah, no, since it's only one object, really, I don't think we need a whole collection for that. Okay, and you can also see I've got a forces collection here. I thought about doing it a bit more complex force-wise, but I just settled on just having one pulling force in the center that pulls in all the particles. I'll actually make them a little bit smaller so it looks more like how it is in the final video. Yes, that's cool. Yeah, this way we can see the star movement pretty clearly. Yeah, so yeah, I have these 3 different star spawners because I wanted to have a lot of stars in the beginning, right? So we can clearly see how they are around, like in space, and then starting to get pulled into the center. And then when we have that first wave of stars done, the second more further away stars get sucked in, and then I have a last one that's very far away that just like has just some last stars coming in. Oh, and I also have the big star spawner. I almost forgot about this one. I'm gonna also put this in stars. The big star spawner I added because I wanted some more range of stars sizes. And I couldn't really do that with the normal spawners because they only had like a scale and then a scale randomness. And I think how it works, the scale randomness is basically the higher you make it, right? So if scale randomness is 1, it means it can go all the way from 0 to that scale that you put in above, right? And if it's just 0.5, I think it only goes half down the scale. So if I have the maximum, so basically the scale is the maximum, right? Like the maximum scale of the objects. And if I have this at 0.5, it means it could go half that size minimum. So it could be between 0.4 and 0.8. So yeah, I wanted a lot of variation, but I wanted only a few really big stars. So I needed to add a new spawner because I didn't have any kind of like curve or something. I just had this one random value, which wasn't enough for what I wanted. So wait, yeah, let me actually send this also to points and then have them big so we can see the big stars. Here we go. These are the big stars. They come in, yeah, they come in very rarely. I just wanted them to like kind of like break the repetition up a little bit. Yeah. Alright, cool. So that's the stars. I'm gonna activate the render view here again, and I'm gonna show you the different nebulas that I made. Okay, so let's start with the cloth nebulas. Okay, so these are the cloth nebulas. You can see they're just planes. Let me open this up. They are just planes with subdivision on top, so they have a little bit more data to simulate with, and then another subdivision afterwards, so it gets smoothed out a little bit. Because I had the cloth simulation very unconstrained. Like all the... is this the cloth? Yeah, this is the cloth. Shape, physical properties. Oh yeah, you can see like most of the settings in the physical properties are at 0, because I wanted it to really feel bendy, right? Like a chewing gum. I didn't want it to stick together. I wanted it to feel like it's really like getting pulled apart. So that's why I have no stiffness, no bending. Wait, actually, I'm not fully sure if this is the right settings to make it like as elastic as possible, but it's the ones that worked for me. But yeah, so they are cloth simulations. They get pulled into the center, and yeah, then they kind of like just stay like that. You can look at have a look here at the shader. This is probably the most complicated shader though. So I basically did a little shader setup to give them these nebula looks, and they also all look a little bit random. Because when we go into the material preview here too, let's single this one out. Let's make it a little bit more visible by disabling the scene world and stuff. Okay, so we got this one here. And you can see if I duplicate this, it's got a completely different shape and color, right? If I duplicate it again, it's again like completely different. And that's because of because I used the random object info here, this random input. And random basically, like the object info node and the random output basically gives you a random number between 0 and 1 for each version of the object. So every object with that shader has a random value between 0 and 1. And I use this random value to control just a bunch of values. Mostly I use the W value for procedure textures. If you enable 4D dimensions, if you give it 4 dimensions, you get this W value. I'm not super sure what it means. I mean, to me, I always kind of like treated it a little bit like a time value, right? Like, so if you change the W, it feels a little bit like, or it looks a little bit like the texture is moving or like developing through time, right? It's kind of like changing, not in one particular direction, but kind of just like being alive, right? So kind of like, I don't know, a little bit like an organism. So yeah, I changed the W value on a bunch of shaders that make up the texture. I also have a gradient here, a spherical gradient in the center to kind of like make sure that they get cut off before the end of the shader. And I think I also did something kind of cool here where, let's see, okay, I give it this, calculating the shaders. Okay, so yeah, I give it kind of like this gradient here is getting displaced by a noise texture. That way it still has kind of like a fall off to the outside, but it's not a clean fall off. That way, if I crunch it a little bit, the center is brightest and the outside is getting darker, but it's not perfect yet, right? So I added another gradient shader that's just like a clear gradient, and I mixed them together to make sure that, just like on the outside of the texture that there's no more texture, so we don't get any like clean cutoff points. And then I just add a bunch of noise textures on top of each other. This one is a Voronoi texture. Voronoi is really good for for this kind of stuff. But what I did that's a bit different here is that I used the vector input. So I used one noise to kind of like, if you put a color information into the vector input, it kind of displaces, you can imagine it like a displacement. It displaces that texture. So that's what's happening a lot here. It's displacing those different procedural textures, and then it feeds them all into this principled BSDF here with alpha and the colors. I guess also the color is controlled by the random information, right? So it can be one color between this yellow and this blue, and that's how we get the different colors in here. That's that. Alright, I think next I can show you the real volumetrics, not the fake plain nebulas. Alright, let's disable them because they are a bit performance intensive. Okay, nebula volumes, let's go. think if I have them all... Oh, it actually runs in real time. Okay, so yeah, you can see how they all just kind of like scale down individually. Yeah, I have these animations where they just scale down exponentially. If you look at the graph here, you can see how, yeah, they start off slowly getting smaller, but the cutoff point is pretty quick, so it feels like they're exponentially, they're getting faster and faster and shrinking. Yeah, they just did a bunch of different styles for these, so it feels like we are going through different phases of the universe, basically, right? I think this one that we're seeing pretty obvious here right now is kind of cool, because this one is more like a wavy pattern, right? Noise, magic. I think I did that by just changing the detail and the scale here. Wait, that's not changing much. This is not changing much. Where did I do this? This node is actually not used. We could theoretically just get rid of this. And also this, let's clean it up a little bit. Okay, let's see. I'm actually using yeah, this is the right one. It's distortion, noise texture. I think this noise texture is just using, all of this is not doing much. Wait, how did I do this? Scale. Nothing is changing. That is very strange. Is this object though? Oh wait, was I in the wrong? I think I was in the wrong node. Ah, yeah, here we go. Okay, I was in a different node. Did I save it as a new version? Yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, you can change all these values to get like vastly different results, right? Yeah, so I just like played around with these to like make them feel like they are from different phases of the universe. Yeah, and I also made sure that I animate this W value when it gets closer to the center, because I wanted to give it a little bit of movement, because you can see when this W value changes, it feels like it's alive, right? And I basically wanted to give it a little bit of chaos or distortion when it gets close to getting fully sucked in, right? Because I felt like if it didn't move at all, it would feel a bit stiff, a bit static. So yeah, I made this W value animate when it gets closer to the center. Yeah, I'm also... Oh wow, that's so cool. I'm also... Yeah, I mean, Eevee really impresses me, like... especially when it comes to volumes. I couldn't... I mean, you're not able to really look at volumes and cycles in real time, so Eevee being able to like display me all of this in almost real time is really cool. Oh yeah, maybe I could show you something for the start here. So I wanted to have, yeah, these like pretty defined kind of like nebulas here, right? Like I wanted to make sure that the beginning feels three-dimensional, like we are actually in a real nebula space thing. Let's see, is this is this one? Yeah, so we're kind of like moving past this, yeah, this space fog. Is this the... No, that's not the one. Ah, this is the one. So yeah, I used this one to, yeah, give it some very clear, almost like space mountains, right? Where you can clearly see the depth of the volume. Yeah. That's basically it. I think that's all the elements I made for this. Yeah, I think that's all the elements. We can go into Resolve now and I can show you the compositing side of it. Space implosion. Oh no, that's the color grading setup I did. I just want the compositing setup. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I have different separate timelines for the nebula implosion and the eye composition, and then I rendered those out separately, and I made sure the transition works in a separate edit, because yeah, getting this transition working all in one composition shot could be a bit difficult. So I just like made sure that the sparkle lines up in both shots, being like in the center in the beginning of the frame, and then I just did a quick fade from one shot to the other here in the editor. So the transition is very, very, very simple. Okay, let's start with the nebula implosion compositing here. Alright, it's not too complicated. It's kind of straightforward. Alright, so first of all, what I did, of course, is change the color space, right? Because everything that you get out of Blender that's in the EXR format is linear, and it looks like crap. It looks like this. And what even is this, right? Like, it's so contrasty and the colors are all wrong. So yeah, I need to use the OCI color space node to yeah, make it look correct. And then the next thing I added is zoom blur. Right, let me actually make this big so we can look at all the different detail. Or maybe I can... No, I think this should work. Wait, so I can get this up here. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna disable my glow effect here because it's a bit buggy sometimes. I don't know why, but I like it a lot. I build it. I can show you that one in a moment too. Actually, I thought about releasing it as a preset onto my Patreon for people to download with the student membership. But yeah, I'm not like I think I gotta figure out why it sometimes keeps loading itself. Right? If I fix that problem, I'm happy to release it, but at the moment it feels a little buggy, even though I don't know why. So yeah, I'll fix that and then I'll release it. Okay, so we got the zoom blur happening here, which is just like a... Yeah, I mean, it starts getting stronger actually at the end, right here, because I noticed that Eevee doesn't render volumes with motion blur. I think it only renders motion blur on volumes if the camera moves, but if the volume itself moves, it doesn't add motion blur. So I just added some zoom blur here that gets stronger over time, just to make sure that we get some fake motion blur. And then what is this? Zoom blur, displacement. Oh wait, this is view 2. Okay, so I add this, I displace this. Ah, I see. Okay, so I feed the video into the displacer and displace it with the noise, with the animated noise. And then I cut out the center, and then I color correct it. Then I add some zoom blur, and then I merge it on top. So to like get this, get this little... I wanted to give the center a little bit more power, right? I wanted it to feel more explosive. So that's what this does basically. You can see it with and without. Like without, it feels very, a little sterile, a little unalive, a little dead. But with it, it feels much more aggressive, I think. Yeah, that's why I added it. Next up, we got the dent, which is mostly there for, I guess, for the ending too. Like it does a little bit throughout the whole thing. I guess the center, the start too, it feels like space is collapsing a little bit. I'm actually not super sure if I should have added that, because I feel like it removes a little bit of the detail that I had in the cloth simulation. But yeah. Oh, this LUT is way too strong. I'm gonna disable it for now. Okay, so yeah, this dent I added. I'm not sure if it was a good decision, but it gives us later down the line this interesting circle happening. It feels... Yeah, I wanted to add this because I felt like it was a little bit repetitive over time, and I wanted to add something that feels like it's coming to a close, right? It's coming to like a high point. So I added this dent that kind of like reflects the outside inside, so it feels a little bit like a black hole. Yeah, that's why I did it. And then I have this shake, the shake here. The shake was interesting because I needed a shake that doesn't, wait. Oh, I need to view it on here. I need a shake that keeps, or that passes on the transformation data. Because yeah, this shake is basically just a transformation node, right? It's just a transform node that has a modifier on the center here. So if I go into modifiers, you can see I added a shake modifier, and it's it's shaking the center information. And I needed to do the shake effect this way because I am adding a lens flare here later on. And the lens flare, if I added the shake afterwards with the lens flare on top of it, I mean, it's actually not that bad. Like I think it would have totally worked. Just in a different scenario, it would have been more. But yeah, I wasn't sure yet how much shake I want, so I wanted to make it right. But basically, if I have a lens flare and it's like moving through the image and it's got these refractions, right? It's got these reflections inside of the glass, right? So if you have the lens flare on the one corner and it moves, you have the reflections kind of like moving in the opposite directions of it, right? Like always being on the other side of the lens. And I wanted to have that here too, potentially. I didn't end up having it that much, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure it works. And that's why I used the transform to shake it here, because that way I could pass that center data off to the lens flare, right? Like you can see the position information here is being modified. Oh wait, where is it? Is it here? Position. Wait, is this what I'm talking about? Is this correct? 1 second. Yeah, it's definitely the position here. I think I connected it. Remove. Okay, I removed it, so it's not connected anymore. It's basically like parenting, right? Connect to center shake. Yeah, this is what I did. I connected it, and then it comes in here, and then it moves together with that shake. Yeah, which would solve the problem of not being able to see the lens reflections moving with it. Let's actually remove it one more time and see if we would have any lens reflections. There's some slight lens reflections. Yeah, we can see those like rainbow elements here, like moving in the opposite direction. Yeah, I mean, for this comp, it wasn't really necessary that I did it, but this is how you would do it if you want to add like camera shake or external transformation of the image without, but still wanting to have functional lens flares. All right, and then next up, I've got my signature glow effect here. So you can see I pumped it up pretty hard, right? Like if you can see if it's disabled, enabled, it's kind of strong. But yeah, what I made for this, well, I can show you how it's built up actually. If I open this up, so basically you get the image information here. You get input curve. So this is basically, I use this curve to kind of like, this is basically the threshold, right? Like the threshold of what brightness I want to use of the image that's coming in to glow, to make it glow. And I always found that most glows have a very fixed threshold, right? It's like you can select, I don't know, like one value between like 0 to 1, and then it's like 0.2 or 0.9 or whatever, basically the percentage of the brightness. But that I've always felt that didn't give me enough control, because it felt very harsh sometimes. So I wanted to make sure by using a curve, you can still have like a super straight curve, right? So you would basically, let me show you. So yeah, so let's go to a part that's very bright, so it's a bit more obvious. I guess like something like this. So basically, you can still have a very harsh cutoff by just like making this curve straight, and then basically this value that you have here is your percentage, right? Like it's between 0 and 1, and 0 being everything glows, and 1 being only pure white glows. But yeah, by having this curve instead, you can soften the glow, right? So you can have the darker points glow just a little bit, and then the highlights glow a lot, right? So you can think of it this way, right? Like the left to right is the brightness of the image, and bottom to top is how much you want that brightness to glow. So you can also go like do crazy stuff and add a new curve point here and have only the dark points glow, and then the mid points, brightnesses, they don't glow. So yeah, you have like complete creative control on what the glow or what the effect glows, what makes glow at the end. Yeah. So that's what I did, and then this out. Is it this out? No, that's not it. I have an output curve. Yeah, that's the output curve. Then I added another curve after all the glowing that basically controls the fall off of the glow, right? So if I have the middle a little bit pulled up, that means that the middle of the glow, it's a bit stronger than it usually is. If I have this like a straight line, it's almost like a linear fall off of the glow, right? But I can also again like control this a lot, so I can go crazy and like have the this part really dark of the glow and then have another part really bright, so I can like have rings in my glow, right? Like I can have the starting very bright. So yeah, like you have complete control over how the glow looks, right? And I think that's super cool. I'm gonna reset this again. And I do like to have the middle a little bit higher, because that way you get this nice softness around bright objects. It's definitely a stylistic choice, so usually most people would probably just like have it linear, but I personally like it this way a little bit more. And then I added a bunch of features that I also missed from other glows, which is the burnout protection, for example, because a lot of times if you add a glow on top of your video, the bright points will get even brighter, right? So you lose detail in your bright parts. Hey, Julia Asifa, what's up? What's up? I'm just explaining my custom glow node in Resolve right now. So yeah, with burnout protection, I added this feature to. You see what it does, right? It kind of like it does the opposite. It darkens the highlights. So that means you can keep your. You see, like this. This is how a normal glow would look like, right? Like you lose. I mean, I don't think there's any detail in this shot, anyways. But you would lose all detail. But this burnout protection basically brings down the brightness of the glow on top of the brightness of the image, right? Like basically what you define with your input curve here, this is the bright parts of the image, so it also uses the same input there to lower the brightness of your glow in those areas. And I also added this burnout protection size, which is basically just a blur. So if you have this at 0, and you can very clearly see what it does, right? Like it just tones, just makes the highlights darker. But yeah, if you don't want that obvious, you can increase the size here, and it basically just blurs the input. So yeah, that way you just get more. You don't lose your detail in your highlights when you add a glow. Hue is basically just changing the hue of your glow, which is pretty cool. Like you can get cool effects with this by making your glow have a different color than the than the original footage, which can be pretty cool sometimes. So yeah, for example here, like now my centerpiece glows in kind of like pink, and then I can also increase the saturation to make it even more obvious. Let's make it extremely obvious. Yeah, so now I have a very blue glow around my white object, and yeah, there's just like a stylistic option I added. Then I also added the option like to have grain directly in the glow, because I noticed that when you have grain in glow, it looks so much more realistic immediately, right? Like this looks, yeah, even if it looks super weird and abstract and stylized, the grain makes it feel more realistic. And yeah, some grain saturation, of course, so you can have a colorful grain, or you can have a black and white grain. This is always an important feature to have. And then the apply mode, right? How do you want to apply your glow on top? Screen is my standard for applying glow. Normal also works, and then you have this like burn-in filter. And burn-in is, I guess, kind of like the add mode, because we don't have add, right? We don't have add in the merge node in Resolve. So you just gotta choose normal and have the burn-in, and that's how you get the add blend mode in Resolve. And blend, I guess, is just like the brightness on top. Yeah, and if you have no burn-in, you just get the raw glow. What I also like to do most of the time is I have this on screen, right? The apply mode on screen. And I like to turn down the blend a little bit. It just helps to make the glow feel a little bit more natural and not so artificial if the opacity is a little lower. Yeah, and that's basically my custom glow macro preset. You can kind of like see how it works inside of this group here. There's a bunch of stuff. This clamp thing I used because, let me zoom out here. You see I like add another curve point on the top here and on the bottom. That basically keeps your data from going over, like overexposing and underexposing, because what can happen in a linear workflow, if you go into above 1 and minus numbers in your color, because you can do that, it inverts the colors, so your glow can actually end up darkening your image, which is usually not what you want with a glow. So yeah, I just made sure that I clamp those values before they get worked on. And yeah, the glow itself basically just works by different blurs, just normal blurs, and they are getting like this blur size is being controlled from outside of the node, right? Like when you change the blur size here. Like this is the blur size, right? Like how far do you want it to glow? So with changing this, you basically control this main blur here, this value. And then all of these blurs on top, they are increasing that main number. So basically making it softer, right? Making the blur softer with every step. This one makes it bigger by 2. This one makes it bigger by also by 2. Oh wait, it's just like, oh yeah, it's duplicating, or it's like multiplying the size always of the one that came in front of it. So it's always like double the size of the iteration before it. And then I'm just merging each of them on top of each other with screen. Yeah, so they all just like get screened on top of each other. And that's how you get a really nice, really nice rolling off blur effect that feels like it has a lot of depth. Yeah, that's my blur thing. I'll release it at some point. Make sure to subscribe to the Patreon to get it when I release it. And then, yeah, I guess to like complete this compositing, I almost completely forgot what we were doing. Oh, I also gotta make sure that I reset all my changes here, because I don't wanna save this version. Shit. Boom, 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 undo. Can actually in the history. Boom, 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 undo everything. think I'm back at the beginning. Yeah, this should be the beginning. But yeah, you see the bug that I'm still having with this glow. Like even if I'm paused, it keeps rendering it. And I don't know why. Like why is it in a loop here? What's happening? Yeah, I don't know if that's a programming bug or if it's something I can fix. I mean, we can try out by just like disabling some nodes here. Yeah, it keeps doing it. Still does it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I gotta invest some time in figuring this out. But it's usually not a problem. It's just a bit annoying. Yeah, it happens sometimes. I don't know. Okay, so Prism Blur I added on top for some chromatic aberration and some radial blur to make the chromatic aberration a bit softer and also focus a little bit more on the center. It's very soft, very slight effect. And then this color corrector at the end, I just added to make it work with the LUT that the guys were using. Yeah, radial blur, very slight, prism blur, very slight effect. Yeah, okay, that's it for the Stamplosion. I can show you how I did the eye now. The eye. My comp. Let's go in. It's loading the footage, I think. Struggling with this footage. Ah, here we go. Oh, because it's playing back. I see. Okay. You don't need to play it back right now. Alright, so yeah, this is the raw footage, right? This eye of the guy, and you can very clearly see that there's a lens reflection in the center here. So yeah, this was not good. There's also a person. This without the LUT is even more obvious. Yeah, it's very obvious that there's a lens here. So I need to fix that somehow. And I did that by tracking the shot and using the match move operator, which basically just stabilizes the whole shot, so I can work on it without it moving around. And then, I found this eyeball iris asset online for free, so I downloaded it, cut it out, did some color correction on it, some blur, some film grain, then transformed it basically to be on top of the eye. You can see like without original replaced eye, original replaced eye. It looks pretty different, but I don't think it. I mean, it works. I think it ended up working. Tyler Grendel, yeah, what's up? You're new at Carver School. That's very nice to hear. How are you? What are you doing? Are you a 3D artist? Okay, cool. So we got the iris here. Worked pretty well. I did a little bit of rotoscoping here. You can see maybe, So I used one ellipse and one polygon mask to get the iris shape and the blinking, right? And I used that in at 2 points. That's what I like about node compositing. You can reuse data so easily, right? So I built it in the beginning to let me deactivate the relight node because it's very heavy. So in the beginning I used this mask to basically make all of the iris black because I wanted in the beginning of the shot to like match the space black, right? Like just we are in space and then we pull out to reveal the eye. But so I needed the iris to be completely black in the beginning. So that's what I used it for here. Tyler says, I'm very new to 3D, trying to learn. Oh, cool. Yeah, you should. I mean, yeah, very cool that you're learning 3D. If you're very new to it, I would recommend you to join one of our Blender beginner courses. We do one every month. This month I'm not sure when I do it because I need to leave next week. I wanted to do it next week, but I'm leaving to help my grandparents. They need my help right now. So I'm trying to like reschedule that. But yeah, definitely try to join this month then, because I'm doing a Blender interactive beginner course where you can ask questions and like I can make sure that you get all the basics. If you want to, I already made one actually. If you want to rewatch that, that's part of the Patreon membership to watch all past classes. How much is a course? Okay, so basically how Carver School works is that everything that's live is free, right? Like you can be in all the live streams for free and like share knowledge and look what we're doing and learn stuff. But yeah, if you get a student membership, it allows you to watch all past recordings of all the classes, of all the live streams. And it also allows you to actually be in the live stream with voice chat and like talk with us directly, and we are able to help you help you develop your skills directly. But yeah, you can look onto the website or on the Discord welcome page to like see more details about how the student membership works. But yeah, I'm just trying to like have an option for everyone so everyone can learn, but I also still have the possibility to earn some money with this. Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm using, and I think what's cool here is also that I'm using a Luma key to reveal the iris. That way the bright parts of the reflections come in first, and then the darker parts come in. I just want to give it a little bit more depth in the reveal, because if we just turned the blending mode to 0, it could have felt a bit static, a bit boring. So I did that. And yeah, something interesting that I tried out for this project for the first time was relighting, right? So let's have a look at that. Relighting. I'm gonna enable it, and then my PC is gonna chug because it's very computing intensive, especially since this is a 4K video. Okay, so what you can see here is I'm gonna activate Relight Map Preview. So you can see I animated this light source here, and it's basically trying to understand with AI, if I place a light in a certain position, how would the surface of the footage react to that, right? So yeah, you can see if I play this back, it's gonna be pretty slow because it's AI and it's 4K. So let's see. Yeah, so I placed the light at this position in the beginning because we had like this cool, everything that's white is being lit and everything that's black is in the shadows basically, right? So yeah, it's got this cool little highlight on the eyelid here, and there's some shadow on the nose part. Okay, this is very slow. But yeah, if I scroll forward, it basically reveals more and more of the whole face, right? As it gets closer to the center. Yeah, until it's like completely white. And completely white here meaning that it just shows the original image. It's like a Luma mask, right? Tyler asks or says, what you are working on is a bit advanced for me, haha. Where could I look for that introduction course you were talking about? Yeah, we are doing some pretty advanced node compositing right now. That's actually, I'm also doing a node compositing and Resolve beginner course every month. So that's the whole idea, right? Like I give you a Blender and Resolve beginner course every month. That way, you can really start learning all the basics. And from then on out, you send in your work, you send in your experiments, and we continue developing your skills from day to day, because I do live streams every day. So I'm able to react and work with you guys on your skills every day. But yeah, I also already recorded a Resolve in Fusion beginner course, and those beginner courses, and everything that I did in the past is on Patreon as under the student membership. I think you should also be able to see that. If you go on the Patreon, you see not all the courses, but all the big courses that I pre-recorded. And yeah, getting the student membership, not pre-recorded, that I already streamed. And getting the student membership gives you access to Discord channels where you have access to all the streams I ever did in all the classes. I can actually show you real quick. 1 second. Just to make clear what you get. So basically here, the student group you get access to when you get a student membership. And then in past classes, you can see basically the categories, right? So and we have like the Resolve and Fusion beginner course. We have Professional Friday with a bunch of interviews with professionals. The Blender beginner course, New Tool Tuesday. Create Together. These are the streams I do every day, right? So these are kind of like a mixed bag of knowledge, right? And then the projects, kind of like paid jobs that I was able to do publicly, that I was able to work on publicly. And sometimes for these projects, I also get to publish the project files, right? For example, for this insane AI plus Blender music video I did, you can also download the project files from Patreon and like really look at everything in detail yourself. That's basically how it works. I hope it makes sense. Okay, let's get back to the relighting. Okay, so basically how it works, as I said, is that everything that's white is being visible, right? It's being visible from the original footage. And then everything that's black is transparent. So we can replace the black with a different color. And for that, I just chose kind of like a gray color, something that would be representative of the shadow on the face. Let's get back into here and disable the lighting map preview. And then you can see, if I show this, you can see how we have like a highlight on the eye, basically how it looks, right? How it looks like when we relight it. So all the way in the beginning, we have a very dark face, right? With just a few highlights here on the eyelid. Everything else is pretty dark. We have a little bit light on the nose. And then if we go further down in time, as the light kind of like moves more towards above of the character, of the actor, we reveal more of the face. Did it load? This looks the same. Relight is rendering. Here we go. Yeah, so it's not super detailed here because the image itself is pretty flat, right? But I think still it added a little bit of a detail that made it feel more real, like a real reveal instead of just like a contrast and brightness value being pumped up. Okay, cool. And then one of the last steps was adding the glow, like the little highlight, right? And I just, that's pretty straightforward. I just took the render of the supernova, of the implosion, just took the last frames where it's just like standing in place. I cut it out with a mask. I adjusted some colors to make the background black, so I can just screen it on top of the footage. Blurred it a little bit, transformed it, and then just like screened it on top. And then the last step was actually doing a camera move, right? So I can show you the 3D scene. So I just have a plane with the footage on top and a camera that moves from close-up of the eye all the way to the whole shot. And I did it in 3D because that way it's much easier to get a realistic looking zoom out. Because if I just did it as a 2D plane with a transform, you can make it look realistic, like a real camera move out, but it's much more difficult to make the timing feel real, right? So just having a 3D camera pull out is much easier to get working correctly. And that's the whole thing. I guess for the people who just joined, I can also show you again what the result is. So basically this is the result. I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely feels feels impactful, feels big. All right, cool. All right, we got that. Okay, I think, let me see if there are some new submissions in the student submissions here. Nothing new, okay. So again, if you are a student and you want to improve your skills, make sure that you send in your projects or your experiments, whatever you are working on or whatever you want to work on, put it into the submissions here, and then we can go over your problems, or I can show you techniques to achieve what you want to achieve in these daily classes. So yeah, but since we don't have a new submission today, I think we can just do our weekly challenge submission. Let's do that. Okay, closing all this. I don't need to. Oh wait, yeah, save this. Tyler asked, "What programs do you offer assistance with?" Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I should have like a list of software that I and my mentors know, so you know what you can get support with. But yeah, I have a lot of. I'm a generalist, right? So I have a big amount of general knowledge about all kinds of softwares, but mostly Blender is definitely the tool that I know best, and Resolve, right? Those are the two main tools I use for my workflow. But I can also help you with AmberGen, with Synthize. Oh my god, there's so many tools. I don't know Houdini that well. I start learning it. I'm not so good with it yet. And Maya and Cinema 4D, I only know the basics. So yeah, 3D wise, it's definitely Blender for me. My other mentor, Kim, he knows Cinema 4D pretty well, but he also switched to Blender as his full-time 3D package now. There are so many, so I felt I had to ask. Yeah, there's a lot of software, but maybe you just like tell me what you want to learn, and I'll be able to tell you if I can help you with that. Okay, yeah, let's open the Blender project of our Batman skater. I think this was him, right? Or do I have a new one? Let me check. Skate challenge color submission, yes. Definitely Blender, I'm pretty new. Okay, that's perfect then. Yeah, I can help you with Blender a lot for sure. I think it would also, yeah, so I would definitely recommend you, if you have the if you have the financial capabilities right now, to get a student membership and look at the Blender beginner course, and also join the one that's happening this month, because that way I can give you some assistance interactively, right? And then just, yeah, you can look at some of the Create Together streams. There's always a lot of student submissions with Blender, and I always like help them with like showing them tricks in Blender, how to do things. Yeah, or you just join the daily live streams. I'm here every day, so there's a lot of possibilities. All right, so we did this Batman skate trick animation the other day. This is for the weekly challenge. This week it's skate themed. All right, and I think it already looks really cool. I think what I would do next is probably camera animation, kind of like find angles. I'm not sure. We could either do environment design, kind of like build the environment around him, or do camera. I feel like if we did the environment first, we could also get inspired by it for some camera angles. But on the other side, if we do the camera angles first, we know where we need environment, and we don't build like a whole unnecessary side of it. Well, difficult choice. I think something that I'm going to start with is extending this camera animation, because at the moment it ends and starts pretty abruptly. So I am going to just do the cheap way and kind of like scale up the keyframes in the beginning and the end to like cover all the whole time. Yeah, something like that. So now if we play it from the beginning, we got some slight camera animation happening. I'm also gonna turn these into automatic. That way we should get a little bit more movement. And then yeah, at the end I also will stretch these out a little bit. Oh, actually, wait, no. Scratch that, because I think I want to add a little bit of my own animation. So in the beginning here, I like that he's kind of like coming out of nowhere, but I think in the video itself it will feel a bit strange. So I'm just gonna add my camera to rotate it over here. Oh, actually, wait a second. This camera copies the movement of the original one. So I should probably either animate this one or mark the frames where I have the original animation. I mean, actually it doesn't matter because I'm just animating on top of it. Okay, I'll just do some markers now for now. I'll put a marker here and a marker here with M, so I know where my original animation is. And then I can add a keyframe here and a keyframe here, just to be sure that this part stays unchanged. And then yeah, I'll go to the beginning, change my view a little bit, yeah, like that. Then, okay, but I need to make it feel a bit smoother, so maybe I should kind of like fade in into the original a bit more. Then the end also. What's happening to the cape here? Oh, is the cape not? Oh no, the cape is simulated. I think it didn't cage the animation for the cape. Let's check again. Cage. Ah, yeah, it's not baked. Okay, let's bake it to frame 100. Bake that cape animation. Alright, cool. Yeah, I can adjust my camera as much as I want to here, because it's all additional to the animation we already had. So I can also like go in here and like frame him a little bit better. Oops. I also wanna look at him a little bit more. Thinking of adding like a zoom in at the end. That could be funny. The camera like zooms in on him a little bit. And maybe also adding a little bit of additional camera shake. I think I don't have the add-on right now, but there's actually a really cool add-on by Ian Hubert and a friend of his that lets you add camera shake very easily. It's also in our resources here. Yeah. You search for camera. Yeah, camera shake. Here we go. Download. Download zip. Okay, that should work. I'm a little confused, like sometimes Blender needs to unzip. Sometimes you need to unzip, like sometimes a Blender add-on is just one .py file, but most of the time it's a whole zip folder. So I'm not always super sure what it is. Oh, actually, with the new extension system from Blender, the online integration, we could just see if there's a camera shake add-on available. No, shake, camera, add camera rig. Turn around. Okay, no camera shake. Okay, so we can just add our own with the add-ons here. Install from disk. And then downloads. Camera Shakeify. Alright, got it. Okay, then we can go in here and add another Shakeify layer. Investigation. I want it to be like shaky, I guess, like this. It's not bad. It's not bad. Maybe it's quicker. Yeah, I really want to feel it. I really want it to feel like handheld. Yeah, it's kind of accurate. Close up. Let's see what else we have. The wedding. Nah. Walk to the store. Oof. Handycam run. Okay, that's way too much. Maybe if we speed this, like slow this down a lot. Yeah, I think that actually works. Yeah, that works pretty well, I think. Cool. So we got the camera run, shake, and then we can adjust the camera animation a little bit. I think it could be cool if the camera started a bit closer to the railing, and then it like pulls away from it. Let's try that. Okay. So I want to remove, okay, scaling, we don't need that at all. Rotation is important, but I don't want location keyframes here yet. I want to create those on my own. So yeah, we're coming in here. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool actually, this angle. Let's just see how it looks if we pull out a little bit towards this frame here. Also like move it back a bit so we still have this railing kind of as a foreground element. Oh, wait, actually the opposite could be cool if we like moved away from it and then we can like run in. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And now I would see if I want to like have him start running in very quickly, right? So I want to adjust the curve here of the location. So that means location in the beginning should be very short, so minus like 0.1. So like we run in. Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like how that feels.
Nice.
Nice. How are you doing, Connor?
I'm doing good. Just hanging out.
That's nice.
I think
Oh, damn.
one thing I see on the animation I would add, it's a small detail, but it helps sell the realism. When skaters are doing these tricks, they usually get a little bit above the section they're going to, and then you'll see their leading foot kind of push into the rail. So right now it kind of seems like he's floating and just kind of hits it.
This part here?
Full confidence. Yeah. Usually they'd be like a little bit higher, and you'll see them with that back foot at the last second just push into the rail, because there's gonna be like a 2-3 inches of gap between the trucks and the railing. So you'll see them push into the rail when you watch them do like a ride slide or a rail slide.
Grind. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
let's try that, actually, yeah. It should be pretty easy, I think, since we only have the board and the feet are parented to it.
Yeah,
so.
you would just have to like kind of stutter or offset the Y, or what is it in Blender? The Z translation of the board and the foot.
Let's Let's see, so he's kind of like up here, and then from here to here it should snap a little bit more. Okay, let's see. So this should feel snappy then, like it should feel like he's pushing it into it.
You'll see like the board kind of rotate a little bit when they attach into the rail.
So can probably do that by
rotate up.
By flattening the z-axis here. Let's see, z location. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Connor, our guest for Professional Friday this Friday, tomorrow.
Hello.
Are you looking forward to that, Connor?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
It's 8 a.m. for me, right?
Yeah, 8 a.m.
Okay,
LA time.
just
Yes,
making
yes.
sure. Cool.
Okay, maybe I need to make this one really. Oh yeah, that already feels a bit better.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Sick trick. Maybe make it even snappier. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, that's a bit too early. Yeah, no, it needs to be above it. Okay. Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Thanks for the input. This is also like the board is like sliding on top of here a little bit. Maybe I should fix that too while we're at it. It's like clipping. Let's see if we can fix that. I think the easiest way is to just put the 3D cursor here and then rotate it and move it from here. It's kind of like that. And just like... Yeah, okay. So fix it a little bit here. Yeah, cool. This is so sick, man. I'm so happy how good this Batman trick looks. I'm actually really happy about this. Cool. Alright, we got that. Boom. Okay, maybe environment. Because I feel like this shot is already really cool. Maybe we just build an environment that works for this shot. Yeah, let's just start with that. Let's just build an environment that works for this shot, and then we can continue elsewhere. Okay, I'm gonna make this a bit smaller for now because we don't need the timeline that much. Let's make this a bit bigger and turn this into an asset library. Oops. Alright. Set. Okay, I'm gonna create a new collection in the set collection called environment. What are these things? Oh, okay, this is part of the environment, the ground. This is the ground. What is this empty? What is this empty? Oh, this is part of the force. The force. I think, yeah, I'm gonna create a new collection here. Select hierarchy. Force. Oops. Force. Okay, cool. Alright, I think I'm gonna adjust the railing first, since it's like one of the main parts of this. I think it's pretty cool that it's like long like that, but I think I want to give it a little gap in between. Or do I? It's slanted right now, which is not a problem. We just need to add a slanted ground. I've got an idea. Okay, yeah, let's just start blocking out things pretty roughly. Gonna add another plane. Gonna add that right here where the grind starts. Then I'm gonna offset in edit mode on the x-axis by -1. Oh, actually on the y-axis also by 1. So I have the origin point right here. And then I can just rotate and scale it up so it's kind of like on the left side of the railing. So I want to make, yeah, the left side an incline, a slight incline, and then the right side like a step, like a little step, and then it's flat, and a little step, it's flat. So yeah, that's my plan right now. All the way until the end of the railing. Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then I'm gonna try to add some boxes where he's skating on. Cube. And I am going to... I guess this is fine. We can just use a cube like that. Scale it up so it fits his starting height. Like this. A little higher. Oh no, don't tell me his animation in the beginning is not flat. Oh my god, it's also on an incline? And we should be able to see it if we look at it from here. Oh yeah, it's a slight incline. Okay, whatever. Everything is gonna be a little off. I think the easiest way to get this incline is probably to parent this box to the empty without inverse, so it copies all the transformations and then clear parent again. We can move it down here. Now we have it like the board basically perfectly rolling on this cube. Not perfectly apparently. Okay, you know what? I'll just fake it. I'll just make it flat and then just make sure that the moment where he jumps off that it fits there, because I mean, yeah, we're not gonna notice anyways if some things are not straight. So like that. And yeah, I want to make sure, wait a sec, it's doing a nollie, so we definitely still need bot floor contact here. Yeah, still a little bit more like here. Seems like we need a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, cool. And yeah, my idea was to kind of like make this steps, right? So, wait, I'm gonna put my origin point to this corner, so that way I can easily scale it up in the other directions without losing my original position. Okay, so I need a little bit more space to the back, a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to kind of like make these stepped with an array. This should be 0, this should be 1, and this should also be 1. Okay, cool. that way, we get a constant increase of the steps. Yeah, okay, cool. Bum, 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 bum. I guess we also need them in the front here. Let's see if we can just offset this. I don't think we need an array for this one though. Kind of like that. Yeah, then you just gotta make sure that he actually lands on the ground. I guess we can just push this in to where the railing ends. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Could be cool if it's like a bit further though. It's like have a little bit more depth. Like yeah, having a little ledge here I think is cool. What is it? I don't know, it feels like something you would not actually see in the street, so I think I'll just keep it like that. Okay, I think block wise this makes a lot of sense. This feels good. Let's see what we can make in the background. I think for that I'm just gonna look at my asset library of buildings that I have. Someone had the idea in the other stream to make this Gotham themed, right? To like have the bat sign in the clouds, and yeah, have it a night scene, kind of like make it, yeah, like a real Batman scene. He's just skating at night, and I like that idea a lot. Just like go full in on that idea. So let's see what kind of buildings I have here. I've bought a bunch of Kitbash 3D assets. One of these should work well, right? Manhattan, I guess. Big city, typical big city. Yeah, this looks kind of Gotham-like. Gotham. Also something important to keep in mind when you use the asset browser. If you use big assets like these Kitbash 3D assets, it makes sense to change this up here, the import method, to link. That way you don't copy all of that data, like all the textures and all the geometry, over into a new project file. You just kind of like point to that original Blender file. That way you can save a lot of data on your hard drive. Yeah, but something you need to watch out for when you import with the linked mode is that it links literally everything. So you need to unlink the object information, and the object information is just position, rotation, scale. So yeah, I'll show you in a moment. Okay, cool. We got this. And then go into the object properties here. Whoops. And then, yeah, you need to unlink this. This symbol basically means that the information inside of this points, or like it gets this information from a different Blender file. So if you unlink it, it's a local data instead of a different file. Okay, let's see. Can we make this cool? Okay, I don't like this building that much actually. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't leave that much. Maybe I'll just leave it like that, just like far in the background. Alright, kind of works. Alright, let's see what else do we have. I want smaller buildings for sure. Maybe just like this apartment building here. Oh wait, I want to put these in the environment collection. I feel like these should be smaller. Oh, actually, wait. These buildings are fine, but I'm actually a big fan of brutalism. So maybe we could stylize it a little bit more. Brutalist. Yeah, I like this a lot. Oh, but actually Soviet bloc is very interesting. Yeah, Soviet bloc is really cool architecture to me. Yeah, I think I want to do that, even if it's not Batman lore correct. I want to go with Soviet bloc. I like that architecture. Okay. I unlink the object data. Yeah, this looks super interesting. I like these buildings a lot. They're very, very special. Very chaotic. Oh yeah, these skyscrapers, yeah, are really cool. Maybe that's actually a way to automatically unlink the object data when you import a linked project, linked object. Yeah, I like this bridge here a lot. It still feels like Gotham though. Could still be Gotham. Yeah, let's actually look into the preferences. I want to make sure that if I load in a linked object, if I can automatically unlink the object data, that would be very good. So I don't need to press that button all the time. File paths, connections. Where would it be? Editing? Linked material. Okay, so it's kind of like these settings here, but not fully. System. Yeah, no, I don't know where that would be, so maybe I'll find that another time when I'm not streaming. Okay. That's cool. A few more buildings for the background. Maybe like a big one, like when he's here, like he looks like he's skating towards like a big evil tower. Is that like a big evil tower? Maybe I need to get that big evil tower from the Brutalist pack. Yeah. This thing here could be cool. Ah, pyramid. Yeah, of course. I like pyramid shapes. Let's try that one. Is there a shortcut for this? Control click. No. No shortcut. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That looks pretty interesting. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, like this ramp here, it feels like he's going straight into the next trick. Yeah, this ramp gives the image a lot of depth. I want to keep the left side open a little bit for like some small buildings to like make the scale of this one even more obvious. Right, yeah, but I think this is gonna turn into something really cool. Okay, going back to Soviet bloc. Gonna add some of these living houses here. Yeah, just like here in the background, so the building looks even bigger. Yeah, that works pretty well. Oh yeah, this building is also really cool. Ah, I love this type of architecture. It's so cool. Wish there were more cities built like this. Ooh, what if I put this above him? Like he's inside of this, under this complex here. It's kind of cool, but it definitely feels smaller now. I don't like it that much. Maybe I'll just use this one closer to us. Nah, doesn't work that well. I'll just put it here for now. More in the background, because yeah, I really want to have this building feel huge. Some more apartment buildings. I know, I want this to feel like a big park. Yeah, I want the area around him to feel like a big park. Maybe like a furnace. Big furnace could also be cool in the background. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's almost complete. Need to like close this hole a little bit still. With another living quarter thing. Maybe this? Yeah, that should be enough for the background. Maybe I want another big skyscraper like in the background there. Do we have another big building in here? Not really. Okay, let's go back into the Brutalist folder. And add, yeah, one of these big ones here. Ah, this one could be cool. Yeah, that's cool. I want it to be even bigger though. Can I? Yeah, like that. Just like make it float. Whatever, no one will see it. Cool, cool. I feel like I should have a little bit more stuff back here. Maybe I will use Soviet block. This big building here, maybe. Yeah, this feels like a big city now. Oh yeah, and to the right there. Maybe I just reuse this block to put it here. Yeah. Yeah, that feels cool. That feels very cool. Right, and then we can go a little bit more into the foreground. Actually, I'm gonna put these into their own collection. All these buildings in the background. Set. BG buildings. Okay, then I'm gonna create a new one for foreground. FG elements. Yeah. These are just blockouts. I guess I can increase the scale of the ground plane here just to make sure that everything's covered. Yeah. Okay, let's get some foreground elements. This already looks kind of like it's going into the building, so I don't think we need to adjust this more. Just need to add some set dressing. Oh, can we... Oh yeah, I think we can have... Wait, how does Eevee look like in here? Yeah, we can try again to like make this whole render with Eevee next. See if that works. If we can make it look good enough. Because yeah, we can really get away with a lot with the new Eevee render engine. I gotta close the stream soon though, like in around 20 minutes. I'm gonna go for today, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow again for the Professional Friday at 17. We're gonna talk with Connor about all kinds of like technical stuff, like 3D software and pipelines and workflows. And then after that, at 18 CEST, we're gonna do another Create Together stream. And my goal definitely tomorrow is to finish up this Batman render, because on the weekend I try to not work. So yeah, let's try to finish this up tomorrow latest. Oh, nice. Eevee is actually running in real time. Yeah, that looks really nice. Oh, dude. Yeah, Eevee is so cool. They really improved it so much. It's so good. Let's see if with the compositor, if it also works. Ah, no, the compositor's not so real time. Yeah, let's just do without the compositor. Okay, first of all, I would say let's find a different environment map, maybe. No, actually, I want to focus on... No. Okay, wait, let's see. If I add a sunlight, maybe we should be able to see the set a little bit better. Right. Sun. From kind of like the back here. Shadows, yes. Oh, it doesn't look like it's actually casting shadows. Did I disable something? Ray tracing. Jittered shadows? Oh, jittered shadows is much slower. I don't know if it even adds shadows. Oh, we do have shadows, okay. They kind of like pop in and out, they don't work properly. Okay, I guess sun shadows are not fully working at an Eevee. Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat working, but not fully. Is it maybe the texture size of the... of Eevee? Let's see, there was like a setting for that somewhere. Shadow pool, I think it's this. Shadow pool, let's do 1 GB. Oh, there we go. Okay, that improves it. If we just do 16 megabytes, okay, that's barely nothing. It's too bad we can't have more than 1 GB. Yeah, 1 GB is the max. Light probes. High quality normals. Okay. It's definitely slower now though with the shadows. But it looks so good. Oh no, wait. Well, it's pretty fast. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's do some set dressing with this. Looks pretty nice, looks pretty good. Jittered shadows. I don't see that much of a difference. I don't see any difference actually, to be honest. Okay, cool. I'd say we should start with the textures on our objects here. Yeah, so let's see. Materials. Let's get some concrete going here. I'm also gonna apply all the scales of these things. So if we use procedural textures, they use the correct scaling. Let's see. A nice concrete. This one looks kind of nice. Ah, there we go. Oh, it's a bit dark though. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so if we, the timeline, if we like move the time, the playhead, we do see the motion blur as a still frame. And then if we let it go, it's all sharp. That's actually a cool middle ground, because I thought it would be cool to see the motion blur already in the still frame while you animate. But I guess it's not always useful, and just like having this, so if you like just tap into the timeline, you see the motion blur, and then if you let go, you don't. It's actually, yeah, it's actually pretty cool middle way. That's good. That's good. Okay, I want a better concrete here. Not so dark. Maybe this. Takes a while to load these shaders. Oh, it's basically the same. Okay. Basically the same. What's this? Show me. Ooh, that's way too glossy. That is way too glossy. Concrete. Yeah, I think concrete is the right direction for this. We just gotta find a good one. Why is it loading quicker in here than on the left? Oh, okay. It's just updated. It just didn't update it. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's pretty nice concrete. I like this one. What about this? Nah. This one? This one? This concrete is pretty nice. Very satisfying feeling concrete. I think I need to switch these from... Oh, actually, I should unwrap these. Yeah, that way the mapping is correct. Mm-hmm. Also gonna add some bevel to these stairs here, or some damage even. But yeah, to start off, I'll add some bevel. Bevel always helps to make things feel more realistic. So I'm gonna do one bigger one, and then duplicate it, and do a lot of smaller ones, so we get like nice edge lights on the corners. 4 should be enough. Yeah, that's good, that's good. I'm gonna copy them over from here. Link, copy modifiers, but delete the array. Cool. That's nice, that's nice. Okay, and this one just needs to be smaller. So I'm gonna go into the UV editing here. UV editing. And yeah, this needs to be way smaller, maybe like 10 times. Not that much smaller. But it looks better now. Okay. Let's try some more concrete on this one. Oh, this one is super rough. God damn. Way too rough. It's cool, but also too rough. Should feel like a bike lane. Maybe like we can have some like kind of like stripes on it. Let's actually look for that. Bike, lane, road. That's not much. Okay, let's go back to concrete. Well, that looks kind of cool. This wood. Painted wood. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. What is this? Okay, no, I like the wood. Let's go with that for now. Let's see if we can change it a little bit to make it a bit brighter. I mean, it kind of looks cool like that too. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that for now. Let's just leave it like that for now. And then this, I want... also, yeah, I guess we can just do concrete for now. Yeah. Maybe even the same material as this, just because it looks so nice. Then we just gotta scale the UV map up a lot to match the correct size. Like maybe like 50? Even more. Times 3, times 2. This was good. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's add some props here in the foreground. Maybe even people. Fans. Okay, let's go back into the asset browser. I'm thinking of putting my asset browser over here. I think that could work better. Because like the viewport that we see in the camera is much more important. I also want to have a little bit more space for my asset library. So I'm gonna pull this up here, make this my asset library. Yeah, I think that works better. That should work better. Make this a bit smaller, to have another row. Cool. Objects, buildings, brutalist. There's barely any parts here, so more like Soviet bloc. Cool. Alright. Oh, we got a complete staircase right here. Let's see what that does. Foreground elements. Oh, I guess all of these are foreground elements. Yeah, let's just put them in the foreground elements. Okay, cool. Staircase, let's see what that does. Oh shit, I gotta change this to link again. That's also the sad thing about link, because you usually get this cool preview on where you drop the object and how big it is. But if you use link, it doesn't do that. It just feels like too much, I think. Maybe we can place it somewhere on the other side. Nah, this one feels a bit too much. Stairs. Yes, benches. I feel like we should put some benches in there somewhere. Let's see. Bench. Oh, we got these cool minimalistic benches. Nice. Oh, you know what? I think we should add another railing to the other side, because it feels kind of strange to to have like no. Oh no! It crashed. Oh my god. Okay, let's quickly check what progress was saved, and then I'm gonna end the stream for today. Come on, load it. Load it up. Okay, this is definitely not too old, but a little older. Let's see if we can recover a newer version. Cookies. They should deactivate the possibility for a project to load into shading mode, because then it just immediately shucks to loading everything. Okay, autosave load. Let's see, this was from 56. That's kind of old. I mean, it's just a few minutes, but let's see if it's newer than this. Still loading. Ah, here we go. Yeah, that's newer. Okay. But this was the staircase. We don't need that. Okay, let's import the bench and then head out for today. It's a cool bench. I'm kind of in the zone though. Like, it's cool when you know exactly what you wanna do in your 3D scene, right? So I'm kind of like there. I know what I want to add. So I don't really want to close now. Let's add an array modifier here. A little array of these. Okay, let's experiment with putting the handrail on the other side too. I guess that makes sense. I mean, it's it's floating at the end here, but I think I can just actually I just rotate it to make sense with this side. Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, cool. That's also nice. Oh, if you play it and then move the camera, you also get motion blur. You don't get motion blur if it's not playing. So cool. Love it. Alright. Yeah, I would say that's it for now. Let's see a little rendered frame in Eevee and in Cycles. I'm kind of like interested in seeing the difference here. Okay, so rendering Eevee. Pow, 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 pew, 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 pew. I hear people joining and leaving the call. Oh, Kratix and Vistris are also still in here. Hello, hello.
Hello. Yeah, we are.
We're so in here. Okay, yes. Eevee doesn't look bad. Okay, let's switch over to Cycles and see the difference. I'm gonna switch to slot 2, and then we can render and look at the difference. Boop, 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 ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, ba-ba-doop, boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, boop. Oh my god, my PC is chugging pretty hard right now. Oh no. The stream also is lagging, right?
Yeah, stream is lagging.
I remember once my whole stream crashed because of Blender, because it was using too many resources. So I hope that doesn't happen again.
I was there at that time. You
Oh
restarted
yeah, you
the
said
stream 2 times. Yeah, I was there.
pretty intense. It's updating lights, importance map. Okay, okay. That should be one of the last steps before it renders. Yeah, here we go. Okay, honestly, it looks very similar to Eevee. Maybe we can actually make it work with Eevee. Make it look good. I mean, the motion blur already I can tell is much nicer in Cycles. But it's not... I mean, it's not a huge difference. I mean, it doesn't look bad for sure. Like, it's not It's not bad. I think we can make it work with Eevee. Yeah, let's see. Alright, cool. Yeah, with that, I'd say thanks for watching, everyone. And yeah, I wish you good luck with the challenge. Tomorrow is my last day before the weekend working on this challenge, so I hope I also get something cool rendered. I mean, I think this is pretty far already, so if we just add more set design and better lighting, I think it's already pretty nice. I would like to add some sparks to the wheels, to the board, where it's grinding. But yeah, let's see how far we get tomorrow. Alright, everyone. Have a good night.